This is Starforged, Tabula Rasa, written and performed by Redstone Archender. Based on the game by Shawn Tomkin. It's been 200 years since humanity escaped the death of their home galaxy. 200 years since the exodus to the Forge. But humanity isn't the first to arrive at the Forge. The Essentia, an enigmatic, hyper-advanced race, has engineered and seeded life all throughout the Forge. Starforged Tabula Rasa follows the mishaps and adventures of Janya, a bounty hunter who's lost his memories after a symbiote of alien origin has invaded his brain. Currently, he explores an Essentia facility to fulfill an iron vow he made to Ulan, a companion on this journey. The vow: destroy the newly created energy beings that Ulan himself helped create. Along with them is Kayla Shepherd, the child of archaeologists who's run away from home. We begin with where we left off. 4 boxes of progress filled in our expedition to explore the monument, a formidable task, and the party had found themselves in a new location that had signs of invasive creatures, and were facing a peril at this waypoint. So it's time to find out what kind of creatures it is that are invading this area. So first let's roll on size. It's a 25. That's small or dog-sized. And what kind of form are they? And that is 48. And we're on the interior, which is insectoid or exoskeletal. And then first look, we've got 89, a single or oversized eye or eyes, and 59, injured or scarred. Since they're invasive, I don't think Ulan can help with this, but Janya's going to try to investigate the tracks and try to figure out what kind of creature these are, and because they're invasive, maybe Kayla can help. So this will be plus wits, plus 1 from her. And that is a 3 on the die, plus our 4 is 7, which beats the 4 but not the 10 for a weak hit. On a weak hit, the information provides a new insight, but also complicates your quest. Envision what you discover, then take plus 1 momentum. So our momentum is... Our momentum goes up to plus 5. And I think what we learned that complicates things is that these are drones from the previous explorers. They set them out to try to disable traps and whatnot, maybe eliminate defensive systems. And although the people are dead, the drones are still out there searching, and they will be considered enemies as well. I think that opens up the ability that although the drones might find them to be enemies, they did scavenge the invaders they found before. So I think we're gonna do a check gear. They're gonna actually rifle through their stuff to see if there is something in there that could deactivate these drones or maybe control them. So I'm gonna do plus supply. So our supply is 3. I rolled a 4, so that's a total of a 7. And I rolled a 3 and a 7 on the challenge die. And on a weak hit, we have what we need, but we must choose one. Your supply is diminished. Either sacrifice 1 resource, or it's not quite right, but causes a complication or delay, lose 2 momentum. I think it turns out that just one of the items they have is a control box, and they can just shut it down. Because it's a weak hit, also I think they can't take control of the survey bots. They can just deactivate them. So our supply goes down to 2, but we've taken care of the bots here, and it's time to continue exploring. Time to continue our expedition. They're staying vigilant. Ulan is helping. So that'll be a total of plus 5. And I rolled a 3, plus our 5 is an 8, versus a 1 and a 2 for a strong hit. Our progress is jumping up to 5 boxes, and it's time to find out what kind of feature we have. So it's an interior feature. That is 30. A garden or invasive plant. I think it's an alien garden area. It's quiet, it's peaceful. It was a strong hit, so they're not facing a peril. So we're not going to go with the invasive plant life. Also, there wasn't really life on this planet. Been all destroyed. But maybe they're going to explore this waypoint. So this life is still being maintained. And yeah, we're going to explore the waypoint. That's using wits. And I rolled a 6, so that's +3 is a total of a 9 versus a 3 and a 5. That's a strong hit. We can either find an opportunity, which is envision a favorable insight situation, yada yada, and take +2 momentum, or gain progress. Mark progress on your expedition as per its rank. I think they're checking out this garden. They realize there's power to this section actively going on, and they can actually follow that in a more direct direction towards the sanctum, to the center here. So they're marking progress, and they actually find their way into the sanctum. So I'm marking another progress to bring us up to 6 total boxes, which when you hit 6 boxes or find the sanctum as an interior feature, then we found the sanctum. So we're there now. They're pushing their way through this, maybe it's like a crawl space that they find. So they're crawling and following the electrical grid into the sanctum, and they're going to continue their expedition. They're staying vigilant, and Ulan is helping. I rolled a 2 plus our total of 5 from Ulan and our wits is 7, which beats a 3 and not a 10 for a weak hit. So we are marking progress. So now we're at 7 full boxes. And let's see what the sanctum feature is to see if we're enduring problems along the way or when we get here. There's 41 mutilated remains of the dead. So I think they are dead. I think what happens is, although they found the path was shorter, it was a crawl space. So I think they're going to lose a momentum. So we're dropping down to 4 momentum. And also it's a tight space. It actually gets really tight in some places. They're enduring stress, kind of some claustrophobia. But Janya's going to try to shake it off. Since that drops him down to 4, he's got his best chance to try to get that back. So it's plus our spirit that remains. And that is a 3 on the die. Plus our 4 is 7. And that easily beats the 1 and the 4. I'm going to take that we shake it off. He goes back up to 5 spirit. It's just that crawl through these, almost like Jeffrey's tubes if you're a Star Trek fan. But yeah, the crawl spaces for this, and he gets in there. And they're doing good. So they come out and they find the remains of the dead. I think they are failed experiments of what they're doing here. So although they're trying to make pure energy beings, maybe they started off with like a physical matrix, and there's these horrific, like charred bodies, which means they're on the right track. They're working their way in. They're going to continue their expedition with vigilance. Ulan's helping. That's a 3 on the die, plus a R5 again is an 8 versus a 2 and a 6. That's another strong hit. We're coming up to 8 full boxes of progress. And time to find out, what are we seeing here? What is the sanctum feature? That is 11. Blasted or wrecked area. Oh, so again, strong hit. This is a good thing. We get here, and I think we're actually finding the area where the beings actually get generated, the successful ones. So it's a blasted area because of, they're energy beings, and so it all gets concentrated here. They are definitely on the right track. I mean, if here's where they get generated, like the output, then it's got to be really close by. So I think it's time we finish the expedition. So I'm going to roll the 2 challenge dice versus our 8 progress and see if our next area is correct. Sweet. So that's a 2 and a 4. 8, that's a strong, versus our 8 progress, that's a strong hit. So we are successful on this. So we're actually filling an entire box in our Discovery Legacies track. So that fills up the 3rd box, and that means we now actually have 3 experience available to us, because we had 4 previously, but we've spent 3 plus 2 more. We got 3 left. Ooh, and I already know how we're going to spend that. And speaking of that, so we also we're marking progress on our vow to stop the energy beings. We've made it to this sanctum, just a troublesome vow with Ulan. And so we're marking 3 boxes of progress, bringing us to a total of 3 boxes. So now we're at the heart of this place, and let's find out what it looks like, what kind of feature we have. 84. 84 is visions or reflections of another reality. And let's find out what the vault's purpose. So, is this place only meant to, or what is this place for? We know it has an energy conduit. It's been sucking the energy from the local star. But what was it initially designed for? Vault purpose 48. Manufacture of life forms. So I think that nails it. This place was built specifically to make these energy beings. Seems like as we've moved in, that has made sense. So actually, I think we're gonna do a gather information to see if they can learn. They need to figure out if they can turn this off. And he's an expert on the Essentia. He's here with them. He's used this equipment before. He's definitely given them +2. So +5 total. And I rolled a 6, so that's a total of 11 versus a 1 and an 8. That's a strong hit. Our momentum is going up by 2 because we definitely learned some info. So that puts us at 6 momentum. I think we got to ask the Oracle, can we actually completely disable this? Like long-term disable it? Is there something we can do to make sure it won't be used again? Not just turn it off. So I think that's likely. So that'll be 26 or higher. That's a yes. And that is a 66, so that is a definite yes. Yeah, so they can definitely stop this here. And as long as Ulan is here, they're in this Essentia research facility. It seems to be their cutting edge. I wonder if Ulan and if all of them together can kind of like search their database and see if they can find anything on the symbiote that is actually now embedded in Janya. Is there anything they can do? Is there a way that like Ulan can scan Janya with like the equipment here and like do a search in the database? I'm gonna call that 50-50. And that is a 95. So that's a yes. There's equipment here. He can scan Janya and do a database search, and they can do another gather information about the symbiote. So again, we're using Ulan's help plus our wits because this is definitely expertise. So that's +5 total. And I rolled a 5, so that is a 10 total versus a 2 and a 5. It's another strong hit. Our momentum is jumping up to 8. I think we definitely learned something about the symbiote, and we are going to mark progress on our extreme background vow. So this is only the second time we've ever marked progress, and bringing us up to 1 full box of progress on our background vow to discover the secrets of the symbiote because of the nature of this. So the sanctum here is looking into other realities. Is it actually... Is the design, is the symbiote actually from like another reality, or is it like pattern off another reality? I'm gonna go 50-50. So above 50 is yes, below, or 51 and higher is yes, 50 and below is no. That is a 76. That is a yes. It is from an alternate reality. And is it something the Essentia then copied? Is it something like they made here? I'm gonna say it's likely. So that's 26 or higher. That's a 19, that's a no. So the Essentia did not actually make this. They have seen it in an alternate reality, but it's not actually from here, and it may have got here on its own. So, or, I don't know. It's something we've filled one box of 10 to find out what the hell's all going on with this. Oh, we've been recording for a while, but I think we're getting close to, I think we can finish this expedition and everything this episode. I'm going to see if they can resupply. If they can scavenge this area and to make a device that will shut down this entire facility. I think if they can pull off destroying this place, that will give them more progress on the vow. So let's see if we can scavenge. So that'll be... Actually, and I'm going to enlist the help of both Ulan and and Kayla, they're gonna try to find all the equipment that we need to like implode this place and shut down the production of the energy beings. So we're gonna try to supply, so it'll be +6. Oh, and that is a 1 that I rolled, so a total of a 7 versus a 1 and an 8, which is a weak hit, and our momentum's only at 8, so we literally can't change that result. I think there's a cost. I think it ends up coming down to that we need to face danger. So to set this up, they can do some of they find all the pieces, but it will still take another bit of effort to make sure they don't blow themselves up in the meantime. So they're gonna do a face danger. We've got Ulan's help. We're expertly trying, like with expertise, trying to build a device, like to overload this place and fry it. So we got +5 because we got Ulan's help. Oh, I rolled a 3. Plus our 5 is an 8 versus a 5 and a 9. It's another weak hit. We do succeed, but we face a suffer move. Actually, I think we're just going to lose the momentum. I think it just takes some time. They're just cautious. They really, really take their time because they don't want to get caught in this. We're going to mark progress on the vow for stopping the energy beings. So we'll be at 6 boxes. They've got this all set up, and they are going to get out of here and then set it off. So they get back to the ship and they trigger the changes they've made. And I'm going to do something a little crazy and do a progress roll on the vow now that we're doing this to see what happens as we implode the monument. See what happens. So we have 6 progress versus a 5 and an 8 for a weak hit. So on a weak hit, there's more to be done, or you realize the truth of your quest. If you swear an iron vow to set things right, take your full legacy reward. Otherwise, make the reward 1 rank lower. And this was a troublesome vow, so 1 rank lower would be nothing. And if he's gonna swear the vow, how hard is that gonna be? I'm just gonna roll that one random to see what we get. Oh, that is 89 extreme. Alright, so what? Oh, so I think what happens is that they activate the device, the monument starts to implode, but as they watch, a bunch of energy beings are actually created and kind of like shot out into a space around them. Maybe not directly around them, but out into the other like star systems nearby. And so if Janya truly wants to complete his vow, he has to go eliminate the rest of these energy beings. And there's a bunch out there. It's an extreme vow if he takes it. But I think he's going to take it. I think he looks at Ulan and says, sorry, this didn't work exactly as we wanted. I swear to you, we will finish off these energy beings. And we are going to swear an iron vow. We have a bond with Ulan, so we're actually going to roll plus heart, which is only 1, plus 2 from our bond, for a total +3. And I rolled a 4, so that's a total of a 7, versus a 3 and a 4, that's a strong hit. Our momentum is going up to 9, and we've made an extreme vow that we will finish off the rest of these energy beings. And I think we're going to try to develop a relation. Well, we're not going to try. We're going to develop a relationship with Kayla. So we got in and out of that place safely. We didn't use her like, a guinea pig like her parents had. So she's got an extreme relationship. She's extreme on our track. So marking our first progress, it's bringing us up to half a box filled. We also completed that vow with Ulan. We could try to develop the relationship with him, which, since we already have a bond, we roll plus the rank of our relationship with him. So that's only +1, but we'll see if we can, get the benefit. And I rolled a 1, so 1 + 1 is only 2, versus a 3 and a 5. That's a miss. No lasting benefit. But I mentioned, I think, I already knew how to spend the experience. We have Ulan on board. He's the guy who also knows how to fix the med pods. We have a scan of Janya with his symbiote. And I think Ulan can actually not only repair the med pod to where it'll actually be functioning for normal people again, it now will recognize the symbiote as it is and not keep him trapped in it. So now Janya can actually use his med bay, and that's what we're spending those experience on. And that's, I think, where we're going to end off. I think Janya is going to... He's been kind of battered. He's down to 2 health. And he's going to get in the med bay as they take their time getting back to Sirocco. And the last thing I'm going to do is roll plus our iron for using the med bay to try to see if he can heal himself. It's initially a roll of a 3, plus our 2 is only 5 versus a 4 and a 7. But because the die roll was below our integrity of the ship, I can re-roll it. So let's see if I can get a higher one, see if we can beat... We can't beat that 7 anyway. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep that weak hit. I think it just takes time. I think they're just going to take the slow road back, so they're going to lose 2 momentum to drop down to 7. But Janya's health is going to come back up to full. He's at full health. He's at full spirit. They're definitely low on supply, but they have destroyed the monument, and the bloodied arch is no more. This week's episode featured music by Tabletop Audio. Additional music also comes from freepd.com.
To learn what happens, keep listening. This show is brought to you ad-free by privilege. No ads, no Patreon, just a cishet white man with disposable income and time. It is performed, edited, and all that good stuff by Redstone Archender. The story is powered by the game Ironsworn, Starforged by Shawn Tomkin. Outro by Glitter Snitchel, channeling the spirits. This has been a Sofa King Cool production.